The shock of the tragedy that happened exactly 1 year ago today is still fresh in the minds of many. Besides the first responders who offered their help and services that fateful day, Victim Services Toronto also came to the scene offering help for everyone, including police, fire, and EMS. Joining us now to talk about helping people heal a year on is Bonnie Levine of Victim Services Toronto. Bonnie, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
What can people who are either in that area, but also in general, what can people expect to feel today? What should people be looking for that might be concerning?
Well, it depends who you are. For the family members, for people who were on the street, for people who were working in the buildings, who live in the area, this has been a long, hard, difficult year. And the anniversary is a culmination of that. They will be anticipating the year anniversary, maybe feeling very, very anxious, looking to reach out for support. The community support that's going to be there and available today is going to be tremendous. People heal through connections to others, and having that connection to others, to people who care about you, to community, that will really help get people through a very, very difficult anniversary.
And it's important for people, friends, to reach out right now, because people may not offer to talk about something, but how can you reach out to them without driving them away if you're worried for a friend or family member?
Some people are afraid and they don't exactly know what to say. The best thing to do is just to be there, to say, I'm here for you. Whatever you need, I'm here for you. And that really is very heartwarming. It lets the person know that there is someone who cares about me. My well-being is important to somebody else, and that really starts the process of moving forward.
It has been a difficult year. We had a record number of murders in this city. The incident on Danforth, the shootings on Danforth, and the tragedy on Yonge Street. Have you seen more first responders reach out and try and talk and deal with this?
Not to Victim Services. They have their own processes, their internal processes for dealing with the vicarious trauma. We have noticed actually amongst our own staff and our volunteers that many are still showing effects of vicarious trauma from the major incidents of last year.
It was a difficult year. And also through the last year, you had surprising people reaching out. You had members of Incel, which was allegedly the accused was involved in that. They reached out, and also women who had dated him.
Yeah. So, after there was an announcement, and they said, if you need some support, you can call Victim Services. We had a number of different people reach out. A lot of people actually reaching out to offer help in whatever way they can. But we did get a number of calls from people who had identified as members of Incel. They were quite concerned that they had never imagined that someone in their group would have done something this horrific. And they're thinking, am I vulnerable to that? Is that something that that could happen to me, that I can do? Am I capable of that? And so there was a lot of concern there. There were women who had turned down Alex's offer of dating and felt tremendous guilt. Could I have in any way been responsible for this horrific tragedy? And we provided a lot of support. And of course, they can never be responsible for what happened. Only Alec Manassian can be responsible.
What can people do? What can people expect over the next year as we move on? This is a big anniversary. What do you think people will feel over the next little while, over the next year or so?
I think for many, they're still rebuilding their lives, and it's a step-by-step process. It's not the same for everyone. People will be going, looking for different ways to rebuild their lives. Some people will be looking for counseling. Other people will look for mindfulness or meditation. Some people do it through therapeutic arts. It really is different for everyone, but the main similarity is that healing happens through relationships, through interpersonal relationships. And for sure, being surrounded by a support system is the most important thing to rebuilding your life.
Okay, Bonnie, thank you very much for
Thank
joining
you.
us. And if people want, they can reach out to Victim Services if they are
Absolutely.
looking for help, and you can point them in the right direction.
Yes.
Bonnie, thank you very
Thank
much for
you.
joining us this morning. And you can find out more about Victim Services Toronto by visiting their website or our website, breakfasttelevision.ca. We'll have